All right, so you're still on the AM show, and one of the stories I've been telling you that we'll be talking about has to do with the pregnant woman was kidnapped in Takoradi. A number of the newspapers have captured the story on their front pages. Mm-hmm. And virtually all the newspapers have that story.
Yeah.
And so we've been going into it, and I've been also asking questions and doing my checks to find out what exactly is happening, because the story, it appears, is a little...
it's a little unclear. I think that's what you want to say.
Yes.
It's a little unclear that a kidnapped woman... Let me just give you a quick recap before Israel continues. So a woman apparently was pregnant and she was kidnapped. When she was kidnapped, she was about 9 months pregnant. And the story continues that, you know, the kidnappers took her to some unknown location, which she cannot disclose, which she cannot remember. And at some point, she had a baby. And according to a statement that was written by her, because apparently she cannot talk, this baby has been taken away from her. Now, she was found looking blank and unable to speak. So that's what the story has been so far. This morning, during the newspaper review, Israel was telling us that in some of the checks that he had made, he wasn't too sure if the woman had actually had a baby, because she was at the Axim General Government Hospital, And you know how it is, once you have a kid, there's so many telltale signs that your body has gone through the process of incubating a child for 9 months and going through the labor process. So that's where we are now. I think really just trying to establish whether she actually was pregnant, whether she actually has given birth, and then try to, you know, bring some light to the shadows of the whole disappearance.
Yeah, because I was also thinking when they said she had been found with other babies and that she was no longer pregnant, I thought there's some things that should be quite obvious. Mm-hmm. If some people kidnap you and they kept you in a place, you're pregnant and you deliver, I would want to believe that wherever you delivered, because it wasn't an ideal
situation,
hospital environment, you would have delivered and it would have been in a rushed manner and there'll be blood all over you.
Of course. I'm even wondering, I mean, if she was kidnapped and she was in an undisclosed location or whatever, there are lots of elements of the labor process that you really cannot do without a certain amount of technicality. So, for example, the cutting of the cord, you know, which is number one, you know, the clamping and the cutting to avoid bleeding. The birth of the placenta, you know, how did that happen? Because you're usually, after you have the baby, you're given an injection so that the placenta can come out easy. So there's the birth of that. Or she's still bleeding, because you do bleed.
Yes.
And for a few days after, you know, the birth. Some people, weeks, you know, your breasts are gorged. I was thinking engorged or gorged. You know, gorged. You know, there's milk. There's pain. You're not, I mean, you've just had a baby. You know, they say it's like 56 bones breaking at the same time in your body. So it's not something that you kind of like just suddenly, you know,
wake up
out.
and
exactly.
Yeah.
But if we're not seeing any of these signs, you know, and we can't really answer any of these questions, and there's a real problem there.
Yeah. Except if you speak with the family, apparently the husband is saying that, yes, my wife was pregnant. And the mother of this person too is also saying that, yes. And the neighbors are also saying that, yes, we saw her and she was pregnant. So
I mean, so a big stomach or swollen stomach does not always equal a pregnancy. So, I mean, the questions that I would ask is, you know, did the husband go for a scan? You know, does he have the picture of the scan? You know, did he see the pregnancy test? You know, was it really positive? Did they go to the hospital? Did he hear the heartbeat of the baby? Or was it really just that, okay, her stomach, you know, had gotten big, and so the assumption is that she was pregnant?
Anyway, so these are all questions that we're all asking. And this is because we're trying to get to speak with the police on record. The police have been unavailable, but yes, we'll continue trying to get to see what we can get. We've also been reaching out to the family members. In fact, we've been trying to reach the husband. We haven't been successful so far, but yes, if we have him, these are questions that we would want to ask, because it appears the story, it's a bit interesting. We're not saying that it's not true. We're just saying that it's interesting, and there's some questions that need to be asked about it. But yes, you're here on the AM show, and we're trying to get all the answers to these questions. If we get them, we'll share them with you. In the meantime, it's actually Seth Kwame Boateng's birthday.
Yes, it is.
The award-winning Seth Kwame Boateng.
The troublesome Seth Kwame Boateng.
He is troublesome.
Yeah.
He's always on my case.
Everybody's on. You deserve it.
Oh, why though?
Because.
Because?
Because it's a full statement.
Really?
Yes, a full sentence, because.
It can never be a full.
It is, because full stop.
Anyway, so it's your birthday, Seth Kwame Boateng, and would like to wish you the very best in life. You've achieved quite a bit, and I'm sure you'd want to achieve a whole lot more. So we pray that it happens for you.
Yes.
So
it's also Peter Senu's birthday. He's our OT regional correspondent, yes?
OT regional correspondent,
yes.
Right. Happy birthday to you, Peter, as well.
And Dr. Kenneth Boateng, a.k.a. Labaja. Labaja? How do you pronounce that?
Labaja. Yes.
Labaja. Happy birthday to you. He's an economics lecturer at GIMPA. And the message, of course, is age graciously and may your impacts be generational. We love you dearly. It's from your wife, children, family, and students. So happy birthday to you. And if it's your birthday to you, well, happy birthday to you. Hope that you have a fantastic day.
Okay, so we have this song for you, which we would want you to enjoy as you celebrate your birthday. Seth Kwame Boateng, and to all the others, you're celebrating your birthday with, you share the same birthday as Seth Kwame Boateng. You must feel good about it. All right. Right, so that track goes to Seth Kwame Boateng.
Yes, Israel. No.
What?
So Israel is trying to intercept this message. There's a message to you from Seth Kwame Boateng.
Why would he send me, if I played it, if we played...
Do you want to hear the message, or do you want to argue about why there shouldn't be a message?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So this is Seth Kwame Boateng to you. People are saying you should send me Momo. Then he drops his Momo number. Yeah. That is what people are saying. People are really watching you, Israel. Okay. Yes. You should do it on air for the world to see.
We should do what on air?
Not we. There's no we in this. There's no we in this. It's you.
I should do what on air?
Send the Momo, because people are saying you should
send
the Momo.
But if I send the Momo on air, how will anybody know that
I'll take a screenshot. I'll verify. So the number is here. He sends the number.
I don't have Seth Kwame Boateng's number.
He said he just sent it for.
This is unprofessional. Don't do these things on air. You know, we're professional broadcasters.
Listen, Seth said people are saying you should send him Momo, and they are watching. So do it for the world to see.
So I'm saying that we don't do these things. You see, I've been doing journalism for like...
Oh, look at you coming to pull out a grandpa card. You've been doing journalism for how many years?
For like 20 years. And we don't do these things. It's not professional.
I see.
To be sending Momo on air.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's Seth's birthday. It's a small...
I can take care of him when we're off air.
Okay, Seth, he says he'll take care of you when he's off air.
So I'll
come back to it tomorrow, because I'll check. So
I was trying to get some more information on this pregnant woman who...
the kidnapped pregnant woman found with the baby missing.
So there was this eyewitness who saw her after she was supposed to have been released.
Okay.
So let's get to listen to him and find out maybe some information he's sharing that we can get pick on some clues from. All right, so we're having some challenges with the soundbite, so we're going to bring back that soundbite. But this an eyewitness, someone who saw this woman, the kidnapped pregnant woman, who right after captivity, this is the first guy who saw him, apparently found her opposite some Jehovah's Witness church.
Yes.
And that's when, yeah,
I think that we have that video.
All right, so let's go back.
So this is the eyewitness report.
When
I got closer, she couldn't talk, but I could tell that she was mentally stable.
She could only communicate through sign language. She later wrote on a paper that I should call her pastor, and later she wrote that she's from Takoradi. She was not willing to eat and was only crying. Through her sign language, she told me she was tied and gagged and she became unconscious, but as she struggled with her kidnappers, she lost her baby.
I see. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
This is quite different, you know, from the baby can't be found, which suggests that the baby is alive. You know, this eyewitness is saying that she said she lost her baby, which is that the baby died. And not that she was ready to give birth, but through the trauma of what she went through, she lost.
Yeah.
So she miscarried. So I think one of the important things to, questions to ask after we find out if she was actually pregnant is how far along she was.
Apparently 9 months.
Ah, yes, actually, that's in all the newspapers. Why did I miss that? So then the baby was stillborn. We don't know. There are lots of questions, a lot of questions.
Yeah, we don't know. All right, so we're still trying to get you those the answers to those questions, but right now we'll make way for
Ibiza, to bring it.